Hi, everybody. Craig Shacklet with Trio CRM. We are rocket fuel for casino marketing. Let me show you real quick how, let's say the scenario is you've got a weekend coming up where you have extra room inventory and you want to figure out a quick and easy way to make a call list for your hosts. I'm going to show you it's going to be beyond a call list, but we'll just say a call list because that is a common question people have. Okay, so what we're going to do is create a group of players. Okay, we're going to call it, we're going to say fill the weekend description, fill it, and then I'm going to say, let's say there's 30 rooms and I want to hit 150 hosted players. The group expiration date, I'm going to move this over. That will just say, because as you create groups, so you're creating them and you want them to clear out. So we put an expiration date so that you don't have a million groups eventually. All right, so this is limited to the top 150 players. What kind of players do we want? All right, let's start with ADT greater than, let's say 500. So we want top 150 players above 500 ADT. And maybe since it's short notice, we want zip code, okay? We want zip code distance from, we want people close by. So we're gonna say within, let's say 75 miles from 5, 2, 3, 4, okay? So we have players greater than 500 ADT within 150 miles. And let's say we want to bring in new players. So we're going to say last trip date is more than X days ago. We're going to say last trip date was more than 40 days ago. So we want high-end players in driving distance that have not been to the property in more than 40 days. And we could even add one more. Actually, we could have several more, but one more could be, for example, they haven't heard from a host in 20 days, right? So you want to drop out players that have already been in contact with your host. So we're going to click, we're going to create the group, okay? And this loads, it's already starting to populate. Please wait, there they are. Okay, so now the group will be here, fill the weekend. Okay, I went to, we call it send group message. Okay, now the easy one that a lot of casinos do right now without Trio is, all right, how do we create a call list? So here's the easy one. I click fill the weekend. That's a group of 150 coded players. I also could have selected if only one host has work to do or has free time to market. I could have picked one host, but this is across all hosts. Create a follow-up. Okay, so this would essentially be your call list. So I'm going to assign it to the current host. So just save it for a different video. These the capabilities here. So message, please call to invite for the weekend. Okay, I'm going to say it right now. So then it's a follow-up. As soon as the hosts log in, they're going to see their list of players. Please call to invite for the weekend. Okay, but where Trio goes one step further, I mean, it's really like 1 mile further, one giant leap further. Okay, so here's call list, super simple. I create it. All the hosts get follow-ups for those players. I can do an email blast. Okay, so this may be something, I mean, honestly, a lot of times these impersonal emails, just like text only, get better response rates than the fancy emails, like the real, marketing with a lot of images. Sometimes text only, it looks more personal. You get better response rate. But so here's one. I could just send an email to all 150 players or text message. So this is the huge time saver. You all know that your host, most of your players are texting with your host. That's how they like to book. They're all busy. They don't want to necessarily answer the phone. So text queue, I can say, hi, first name, and there's a drop down where I can put in first name. So we've got all the different variables here. We got tons of ones, but I'm doing hi first name, want a room for this weekend, ? I could send a text. I click send text, and it will just blast to all 150 players at once. But what we find is more effective instead of doing the send text. We would use send text, a text blast for like a special announcement, no customization. Just I don't know. I mean, in times like these, casinos close for COVID or whatever. But for selling, which is what host teams, the revenue drivers, we do text queues. And so what happens is now, this is a text queue. Obviously, this is a different message that was already in there, but I can see this was hi first name, host name. We have some, the copy that I, as the host manager, made, or the host himself or herself could have done. But I can either click send and it goes to the player, or I can edit it first. And this is where that personalization comes in, and say, hi, Casey, it was great seeing you the other day. Nice jackpot. And then leave the marketing copy here. I can delete it, change it, and then I'd send it. Okay. So from there, I mean, this video, I'm going 6 minutes, and obviously I'm adding a lot of commentary, but I just went from finding a group of players by highly specific thresholds that I set up. I could create follow-ups. I could create follow-ups, which is basically your call list, text blast, email blast, all in one. And then what happens is the players all start responding. I'm going to show you a host status. Last thing, and this is the fun part. If you're, as a host or as a marketing manager, you go to host status. So you pushed out the marketing message, and then what you'll see is all these players starting to reply, which is great. So if I loaded up a text queue, so this is internal host team. If I load up a text queue, our hosts would see, oh, I got 3 text queues I need to send out. And then unread messages, these are responses coming in. So I pushed out the marketing blast, and then I'm getting players coming back in. That's like, yes, please book me for this weekend. Our host just click a button and the room is booked. So that is, in less than 8 minutes, how you can create a incredibly powerful marketing push and fill rooms, fill unused inventory, fill an event, whatever you want. This makes money. So triocrm.com, or you can comment wherever you're seeing this video, set the demo. This works, I promise. All right, thanks.